TV. Please comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos, man. I want to thank everyone that does watch and share my videos. You guys are the absolute best. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these conference championships game, man. It's time. The time's here. Teams have battled to get to here. Next step is the Super Bowl, man. I want to talk about it, but wait a second. Before we go there, all right, I want to talk about my divisional picks recap, man. Look, I made these picks, and I'm not going to hide them from you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. First game, Texans, Patriots. Took the Pats in that game. Got myself a win. Texans 16, Patriots 34, okay. Tom Brady, man, solid day. 18 of 38, 287 yards throwing the football. Had 2 TDs, but he also had 2 interceptions, I mean, the Patriots did enough. They just took the game away, kind of suffocated Brock Osweiler. He crumbled going down the stretch, and the Pats did what they needed to do to move forward. So shout out to the Pats. Shout out to Pats fans as well. You got yourselves a win. That got me a win as well because I chose you. Next game, Steelers at Chiefs, man. Took the Chiefs in this game. I thought that they would really get after the Steelers and take it away. I was wrong, man. Steelers 18, Chiefs 16. Got myself a loss because I took the Chiefs. Came down to the last throws of the game, man. Last seconds. Chiefs could not complete the 2-point conversion. Steelers end up coming away with the win. Le'Veon Bell had a big day on the ground. 30 carries, 170 yards, man. Steelers just kept pounding. Kept themselves in the game. Got themselves a win. Took the Chiefs. Got myself a loss. It is what it is. Last but not least, man, Packers at Cowboys. Took the Cowboys in this game. I really thought the Cowboys would just run wild, man. I thought that offense would just go crazy, and I didn't really think that Aaron Rodgers would be able to carry the Packers, but boy, was I wrong. Packers 34, Cowboys 31. Man, Cowboys got down early. They kind of had to abandon the run, and then things just kind of unraveled. They got themselves back in, but the Packers were just able to keep making plays. Aaron Rodgers is just on another stratosphere, man. Seriously, the way he's playing right now, I don't think I've seen a quarterback play the way he plays in the playoffs on that type of level. He's just somewhere else. He was 28 of 43 for the day, 355 yards throwing the football, 2 TDs. He also had an interception. A crucial throw in one of the last plays of the game where he hit Jared Cook coming across the field. And Jared Cook was able to make the catch and slide out of bounds, keeping his feet in bounds, man. Kick the football, kick a field goal, game's over. Packers win. I mean, that was a big play. And Aaron Rodgers he just kept making plays throughout that game, man. Like I said, he's on another level, bro. I mean, he's just on another level. With or without his number 1 weapon in Jordy Nelson, he's still going to go out there and make plays. So hats off to the Packers. You got yourselves a win. I took the Cowboys, man. Got myself a loss. But now I want to go into the conference championships, okay, because it's over. The divisional stuff is over. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to put that behind me. So let's go ahead and get into the first conference championship game. Packers at Falcons. Man, what a game. What a game coming up. Listen, the Packers have to find a way to keep up with the Falcons, okay, because I've pretty much thrown away defense in this game. Because, yes, the Falcons have a very solid defense, but, man, Aaron Rodgers is just playing so well. That offense is playing so well. He finds ways to adjust. One of the things that he was doing in his last game was he was not allowing the Cowboys to make substitutions. He would get to the line extremely fast, and he was going to hike the football, and you were going to get caught with too many men on the field every time. And the Cowboys were struggling with that early. So Aaron Rodgers is going to take advantage of every single thing that he can on that football field. Matchups for him are, Davante Adams, even though his ankle is a little sprained this month, it doesn't matter, man. It does not matter that Davante Adams' ankle is a little jacked up going into this game because Aaron Rodgers is going to put the ball in play, and he's going to find him. And I believe Davante is going to play anyway, even though he has a practice. They have to find a way to keep Rodgers upright because the Falcons do have some guys that can get after you defensively as well. But I think my number 1 thing for them is they have to find a way to just keep scoring the football. They have to find a way to stay in this game offensively because let me tell you something, the Falcons are hot, extremely hot right now. The running game is working with Freeman on the other back that they have as well. Julio's playing well out there. Gabriel's another guy that stepped up for them. Man, the Falcons are offensive juggernauts here, and Ryan is looking good as well. Matt Ryan has put up numbers too. I think for the Falcons to give themselves more of a chance in this game, I would like to see them run the football. Let's pound the Packers first and play kind of ball control. You want to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field as much as you can as possible, because this dude, like I said, he's somewhere else right now. He is not on Earth. He is on another planet, and he is playing like a QB on his own, man. He's just out there doing whatever he has to do. So try to make it so that he's not on the field as much. And you want to control the clocks, you want to control the time of possession, run the football, because the Packers defense, I mean, they're not going to stop you. You're going to have the opportunities to run the football and run the football heavy. Also, you want to get after Aaron Rodgers as much as you can. Again, you don't want to over pursue, because this dude will make you pay. But you got to get something going where you get him off the spot, get him frantic, get him something. Get him on his butt if you can, get some sacks. But again, if you over pursue with Aaron Rodgers, that could be deadly, man, because he finds running lanes. He'll find a throwing lane. He's pretty decent throwing on the run as well. Not pretty decent. He's very good throwing on the run as well. But you know, you still got to get after him. Get, you know, bang him around, smack him up, bruise him a little bit. You know, make it a tough day. You know, even though we all, like I said, it's Aaron Rodgers. You have to make it a tough day for him as well. Another thing the Falcons can do: get some yardage, get some returns, get some TDs on special teams. Eric Weems, which is a Falcons kick returner and punt returner. This guy can fly. All right, let's get some good field position. Make it easy on your offense as well. So with all that said, man, I am taking the Atlanta Falcons to win this game. I don't think it's going to be by a lot. Like I said, I'm throwing away defenses here. I'm looking at these two offenses going together because the offenses are so good and so prolific. And I'm taking the Falcons. I think, like I said, if the Falcons can play some ball control, run the football heavy, and keep Aaron Rodgers on that bench and control that time of possession, I think they take the game. But again, not by much. I think they take it late, probably by a field goal. So, next game I want to cover, Steelers at Patriots, man. Oh, whew, you want to talk about two teams that are just like, just constantly going after it, man. You know, even after the game with the Steelers, Antonio Brown does a Facebook Live video where he, you know, streams live what Mike Tomlin is talking about in the locker room with all the rest of the team surrounding him. And that kind of, you know, brought some negative stuff about. And Mike Tomlin, you know, stepped up and like you know, the real head coach that he is, and had some words to say about Antonio Brown, and basically, you know, said that he, you know, didn't approve of it. Long story short, and that they would do, you know, whatever steps it took to make sure that Antonio Brown knew that, and he would pay the consequences for that as well. So going into this game for the Steelers, you look at the Steelers and you say, hey, you've got to create some turnovers. You've got to create some turnovers. Again, the Patriots are, for some reason, they're having issues special teams, especially kick return and punt return. I talked about this before the Texans game. And they did the exact thing that I talked about. They actually fumbled on a kick return in the Texans game. You also want to get after Tom Brady. The Texans got 2 interceptions out of him. You've got to find some way to get either some fumbles, some strip sacks, some type of turnovers to get the ball out of Tom's hands. Because again, this offense, man, Tom Brady is Tom Brady. let's not be fooled. This is Tom Brady's forte. This is his playground right here. Deep in the playoffs, when things matter the most, he'll find ways to put things together. So you have to get after him. You have to get some turnovers. You have to get the ball back going in your favor. And again, special teams, you have to take advantage of that. Like I said, the Patriots are uncharacteristically turning the football over on special teams. Also, hey, why don't you get some kick returns? We also, Antonio Brown, you know, he's a kick returner, punt returner. Get him back there. Let's see what we can work there. Because again, the Patriots special teams, it's been kind of shaky. I'd also like to see Le'Veon Bell run the ball extremely heavy in this game, get some balls coming out the backfield as well. He's been a big factor coming up into, you know, this week with the Steelers constantly winning games. Last week he had 170 yards on the ground. I think he had like 30 carries. So keep giving him the load. Keep beating up the Patriots up front, and then you can slide things in the back. You know, you'll get Antonio Brown involved eventually throughout the game, and the other bevy of wide receivers they have as well that can make plays. So going to the Pat side, I'm looking at the Patriots and I'm saying, listen, you have to limit those turnovers. You cannot turn the football over like that against, you know, the Steelers. They have a potent offense that will put up points on you easily. And I don't know what's going on, but like I said, that watching Tom throw 2 picks, I was just like, what? And then the kickoff return fumble, I was like, this is like, I've seen this so many times. And knowing the Patriots and the way that they play football, it's like they play so clean. To watch them, you know, kind of open up a little bit and give away some turnovers. It was like, oh, I don't know what's going on here. And I'd also like to see Martellus Bennett has got to be a big part of this offense, this game, because when I watch the Chiefs and the Steelers have good linebackers, very good linebackers. But I watched Travis Kelce be able to make some plays out there, man. There was times where he was running in space and he was wide open in a couple of those plays as well. And, Travis Kelce is a great tight end in this league. I mean, but Bennett is no slouch, man. He's a very good tight end, too, and he can make some plays. So I'm looking forward to seeing his number called, especially against some of the favorable matchups that he may have with some of these linebackers in coverage. So with that said, man, I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. I think this is going to be a slobber knocker. I think it's going to be very low scoring. I think it can end up, being in the teens because they're going to fight, and it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be cold. It's going to be hard fought. But again, I am taking the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game, man. I think they do just enough to take the game away. That's just what I believe. So now let's go ahead and get into every one of my Jets fans' favorite parts of the show. All right. Let's talk about the Jets, man. Let's do some Jet talk, all right? So I've talked about the head coach. I've talked about our offensive coordinator, man. Now I want to talk about our quarterback situation. It's tough, okay? It's absolutely tough. You look at the situation now. Ryan Fitzpatrick he's gone, okay? He should be gone. We're still going to have to pay him a bit of money because of the contract next year. Whatever, he's out of here. He's trash. Geno Smith is a viable option, but you're looking at yourself and you're saying Geno Smith at this point is a free agent. Would he be interested in coming back here? I don't know, man. The media has always been on top of him. The fan base can't stand him either. I look at Geno and I say, why would he resign here? Should we go after him? Do I believe that we should make an attempt to open the wallet just a little bit if the deal is friendly for us and bring him back? Absolutely. The kid's he's got it. He's got some things, but I don't think he's always been given a chance. I don't think we've also had adequate weapons with him either. But again, man, with the way that our front office, this regime in place right now has treated him, with the stuff they did in the offseason with Fitz and messing around and basically making him believe that he was going to be the starter and then pulling the rug right from up under him. And even allowing Fitz to do as terribly as he did until benching him like the 7th week, and then starting Geno. But allowing him to play that bad for that long just left a sour taste in Geno's mouth. And Geno's had issues since he's been here as well. So I'd like to see him back, but I don't think he comes back either. So what I think we end up being stuck with, kind of, or not even being stuck with, but what we end up left with is, Bryce Petty being here and Hackenberg clearly being here next year as well. I think that we'll see those two young guys battle it out for a starting position here. Petty, we've seen, he's had some ups and downs. He had a game against the Niners where he had a pretty bad first half, but came back and battled back in the second half. The Chargers, or the Rams game that he played as well, you kind of saw a vanilla game plan where there was nothing really opened up for the guy, so he was just kind of dumping off screens and, different short passes and nothing like that. None of the playbook wasn't opened up much for him. And, the Dolphins game, the first half, the kid was out there throwing the football. He looked solid until he got smashed because our offensive line couldn't block for him. So it's still kind of a question mark on Bryce, but you saw the flashes. You saw the maturity. You saw the growth in this young quarterback. And I'd like to see him come back next year and get his shot to start. Like I said, he's going to battle it up. I also can see the Jets, bringing in a veteran. There's a lot of names out there. McCown, Glennon from Tampa Bay. He's a guy that could be in the mix. I know a lot of fans are screaming for like Romo and Cutler, which I don't think either of those guys should be brought here. A lot of people want Band-Aids at the quarterback position here, and that's always been an issue with the New York Jets, is finding a way to adequately develop young quarterbacks. For long-term success, we always just find a way to jack it up. So those free agent guys I'm not interested in. Tyrod Taylor, I think, is an interesting name as far as free agency. He's a guy that's still young enough to be a franchise QB here and lead us for years to come. But the question is, what price does he come in at? Most analysts that have looked at his situation, a guy that's going into free agency, and they're saying, hey, you're going to probably have to give Tyrod, north of $15 million a year. That 15, 16, 17 million. But that's just starting off, because there could be teams that could be in bidding wars for him. So, you might touch that 20 million, or might go north of 20 million, and you ask yourself, hey, do you want to pay that much for Tyrod Taylor? And not only that, but you look at Tyrod's situation, he's a guy that can go anywhere. If he's looking at the Jets, it's like, hey, why do I want to come there? There's a lot of pieces that are missing. We're probably going to go into a rebuilding year, youth movement. You're not going to win. And there's a lot of teams out there that really have the weapons, but are just kind of maybe a quarterback away, to put some things together, and they could be viable playoff contenders. So that's a question. There's been a lot of fans have talked about trades for Phillip Rivers, and I'm not interested in bringing any of these kind of older quarterbacks in here to do their things, because either I want to go with Tyrod, or I want to develop Bryce Petty and Hackenberg, and get them to where they need to be, or figure out what they are and what they aren't, and move forward in 2018 and draft a quarterback. Because I know a lot of fans are also talking about drafting a quarterback this year. I'm not too big of a fan of that either, because there's just so many variables there. We have so many holes on this football team. I look at us at number 6. We probably have to move up to get some of these guys. I'm not interested in drafting a QB this year, because I believe the quarterback class next year is extremely good, headed by a guy that plays for USC, Sam Darnold. So I'm truly excited about him. This QB situation is still in flux, especially due to the fact that we do not have an offensive coordinator. We still do not have an offensive coordinator, and I think that's the biggest thing, that kind of hangs over the head of these two, of the quarterback situation, period, especially these two young guys in Petty and Hackenberg that we have on the roster for sure for next year. Is just who's going to be coaching these guys, and who's going to be their quarterback coach. Who's going to help these guys get into game shape so that we can see what we have in them. It's tough. It's just absolutely tough, but it is what it is. As I said, I'm looking forward to us moving forward and seeing what we have with Petty and Hackenberg, and maybe backfilling with a veteran, a low-level veteran that can also compete with them and see who comes out the best. But man, like I said, not having an offensive coordinator is just absolute mess. Absolute mess here. Just a mess. We can't even give the job away. It's just a mess. So with all that said, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos, man. I want to thank everyone that does watch and share my videos. Comment down below, guys. Tell me what you guys think. What do you think about your team's off seasons? If your team is still in the playoffs, hey, let me know. What do you guys think about your chances? What do you think about my picks? Let me know, guys. Let me know. So again, have a good time with your families, man. Enjoy your time watching football with your families. Be safe out there if you're traveling. People get in a rush on Sunday. Can't wait to get in the football game. Be careful. So without further ado, man, enjoy yourselves. Have a great day. Peace.